Do you remember in the fairy tale how the wicked witch's spell changed the handsome prince to a toad? Through the power of her potion, she handed him a notion he was lower than the dirt in the road.
This is not green tea. I don't know what happened. Like, does green tea turn into, like, black tea if you leave it in the teapot too long? Because that's what I did, sort of.
I have no clue how tea ages, how it works.
I don't know. Somebody send us in your comments and explain tea, how tea works to me.
How do tea work?
How does tea work?
Question mark, question mark.
So, we watched the first 2 episodes of Fraggle Rock. I almost said Frog Kissin. That's not right. Fraggle Rock.
Tough Pigs, Frog Kissin, Fraggle Rock. What's the difference? They're all the same thing.
No, when you said Tough Pigs, alright, say Tough Pigs.
Tough Pigs.
Ooh, that's what I thought of. Swear to God. When you said Tough Pigs, I was like, oh, I want to do the DuckTales thing.
DuckTales?
Like DuckTales, yeah.
Tough Pigs.
I don't know.
Woo.
Woo.
Tough Pigs. Woo.
We'll think of better words for that.
Well, there were no words that I just sang except for the words tough pigs.
I know. I mean, there were words to DuckTales.
Oh yeah, okay? No, I know. I realize that. I just don't remember any of the other words for DuckTales besides the words DuckTales.
Now I want to try to remember the words of DuckTales. Race cars. Wait, no. Something. I don't know. Something aeroplanes here in Duckburg. Something. I don't know. Okay, I don't remember any of them. I thought I knew them. I was thinking of it the other day. And I thought I remembered it.
I listened to the theme song the other day, and I don't remember any of it, except the tune, because it's super catchy.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking about it because I was listening to Rob Paulson's podcast, and they were talking about the Disney Afternoon deal, and that the person that was in charge of, the theme songs or whatever, they said, yeah, the song's good, but take out the ooh part. Nobody's gonna like that. And that's the thing that everybody remembers. So, speaking of theme songs and stuff, how about that Fraggle Rock theme song, right?
Man, that Fraggle Rock theme song, so catchy.
Everybody, alright, you said that really sarcastic.
It did come off sarcastic. It is a really catchy song.
It is, though.
It's jammin'.
It is. Everybody loves it.
The guitar pick at the start.
Yeah. And how it tunnels in there. But it's funny because you can super tell oh, blue screen or black screen or whatever they used back then. Or green screen.
Yeah.
But you can you can super tell.
We'll talk more about this, but the parts in the episodes where they used green screen, I was like, man, that is really obvious, and you can tell because of Wimley's hair.
Yeah, his hair's purple suddenly.
It's green on the edges, and you're like,
yeah.
I wonder why this could be.
Yeah.
In this Gorg scene.
Technology. I mean, especially, that's kind of something I want to talk about. The technology in the show is crazy. I did make notes, and there aren't many, but I did make some notes.
I took notes. Most of my notes are basically just Booper has the best lines!
It's true, he does. And for when we first see Doozers, these are my notes. All capital letters. Doozers. Faz.
Faz?
Faz Fazakas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, because he did they're freaking robotics.
Oh, I know.
Those are doozers.
I know.
That's how somebody asked me how doozers work the other day, or several months ago. I don't remember, and I was so excited. Oh, let me explain you something. You won't believe it. 1983. Picture it, Sicily, 1983.
I mean, do we want to jump off with technology for talking about Fraggle Rock?
Well, no, we don't have to. I'm just saying
we can come back.
That's part of the show.
We can come back to it because there's definitely a lot to talk about on that subject.
Yeah, we're going to talk about sort of the show in general, but these 2 episodes in particular as well.
So basically, Laura and I watched the first 2 episodes of Fraggle Rock, and we thought that we would talk about it. And yeah, Laura.
And record it, for this thing that we do sometimes.
Yeah, this podcast thing that we do occasionally.
Sometimes.
Yeah. When was the last time you watched Fraggle Rock?
I don't know. Probably when I got the whole series set from Amazon. That was probably 5 years ago.
That's
Probably.
that's probably about how long it's been since I watched it, because I watched it when kind of like my Muppet obsession was like kind of taking off, and I had strep
Mm-hmm.
throat, so I was confined to my room for a week. Um,
Oh.
yeah, that was when I was 20, so that was about 5 years ago. Um,
Yep.
so, and I've watched an episode or two here and there over the years, but I haven't like sat down and watched the whole thing, and it's been ages since I watched these two episodes.
Yeah. And I had before like the seasons even came out, they had these little like volumes, so it would be like 2 or 3 episodes or something.
Uh-huh.
Or I remember I had a VHS which I got like in high school, and it was I think it was Scared Silly and Beginnings,
Yeah.
but it was in that order. So for some reason the first episode was the second episode in the VHS. I'm pretty sure. It was something weird like that. So like that's kind of when like, oh yeah, Wembley's my favorite character. It was probably because of that VHS.
I think I
And
read
Scared Silly. God, that was such a good episode too.
I think I read on Wikipedia that the pilot didn't get aired until like 10 episodes in.
That's weird, but I believe that.
But that happens for other TV shows, and it never makes any sense to me, but yeah, I saw that on the Muppet Wiki.
Yeah, networks are stupid. I don't know. Even HBO. I don't know. See, it's funny because I remember Fraggle Rock a lot as a kid, but we didn't really have HBO. We had like they would do like, oh, you get a month free to try out,
Yeah.
and then maybe you get it. So we didn't get HBO for a long time. I think it was like whenever The Sopranos started,
Yeah.
we we suddenly got HBO, but in only in the computer room or well, it's the computer room. It was the playroom because that was where like me and Aaron would our toys, a bunch of our toys were in there. So it was the playroom. So we didn't get HBO until like '97. And then all of a sudden we just randomly had HBO, but only on one television in the house. And we didn't pay for it. It was, it was a mistake. And then all of a sudden we had it.
Yeah.
So that really doesn't have anything to do with anything because we didn't get Fraggle Rock. But like, I just remember Fraggle Rock a lot as a kid, even though we didn't really. I don't ever remember watching it a whole lot, except I guess when we had that month of HBO.
I don't
A couple times a year.
I don't think I ever watched Fraggle Rock as a kid. I distinctly remember the commercial for it. I think it was like on one of our VHSs or something, but I never watched a show or an episode of it, but I did have one of those McDonald toys.
Oh yeah, I have all of them.
I had Red in her radish
Hmm.
car, and I think we had Wimbley. I don't know what happened to him, but I definitely have my Red that I had as a kid. It's over on my
It's
bookshelf.
Wembley and Boober and a cucumber.
Okay, maybe I didn't have them because I don't think I had
Gobo
two.
Gobo's in a carrot and Moki. I forget what Moki's in. Hers had like she had like weird. I thought they were like hot. They were like hamburger buns as a kid, but that didn't really make any sense
Oh,
because
the
they were
wheels.
vegetables. Yeah,
Were
they
they,
were like
were they mushrooms?
yeah, they were mushrooms. But like I didn't know. I never saw mushrooms that look like that. So
That's fair.
I thought they were supposed to be like sesame seeds. I could literally walk over to my desk where they are. I can't see them because they're in a drawer, but that's a little bit sad that I know exactly what they were. It's like, yeah, Go was in a carrot. Like, that's so weird to me. I don't know what Moki was in, but she had her own. Oh, she was in an eggplant. She had an eggplant.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
That's so weird to me that I like know I know that.
I
Um,
don't think it's weird.
I should read more books or something. Should educate myself and like get rid of that information off the top of my head and get something else in there. Yeah, but I still have them, and we had them all like originally.
Yeah.
We got all of them.
Yeah.
I think we had two of some or whatever, but I still have them. I got too many toys.
Me too.
All right, for like the first episode, this one line the doc says, "Wonder how that old hole got in the wall." Oh well, I'm like that thing is so goddamn big. Like your dog could crawl under there and you would never see him again. That's not a red flag for you, old man. Come on.
Yeah, and like at the end of the episode, he's like, "I'll get it boarded up eventually," and I'm like, "That's a huge
J-
hole."
he all right, this is a guy that like tinkers around for a living
And
and he
he
can't throw up a few boards with all like he's got like mason jars full of nails. He's like not technically a carpenter.
He was
with something like that,
we
and he
saw
can't like spend 5 minutes to prevent rabid raccoons from coming into his house and killing his dog. Come on.
we saw in episode 2 that he was Tinkerer of the Year, so
He got an award.
obviously he could do it.
In the second episode, he gets an award.
Like, if this was any other show besides Fraggle Rock, yeah, like, raccoons would come in and, like, wreak havoc, or, like, give rabies to his dog, or,
Exactly.
you know,
He could
mold,
See, this is what
bugs.
should have happened. Like if Fraggle Rock was realistic, and obviously it is not. But if like Doc and Sprocket were realistic, what would have happened was Doc pulls away the box, says, "Holy crap, that's a big hole," and then puts it back immediately, puts a heavy thing on top of it, and then gets a contract or something to just rip out that entire wall,
Oh my god.
put some drywall up, all that. I mean, repair that whole wall, and then you would, and by this time, of course, and like to make it like really dramatic, Uncle Matt has already gone, so he has no way back home.
Oh,
Why did I do that? That's terrible.
I don't know, you just made Fraggle Rock sad, which
I did.
is a hard thing to do, except for a couple episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, at the end, and then in the second episode, it gets really heavy.
It gets somewhat heavy in the second episode. I can think of an episode or two that's heavier than these two that we watched. Let's see. I'm looking at my all my notes are so stupid for what I wrote down. I wrote things like, "Aw, Gobo's hair is so long."
Yeah, the Gobo puppet looked kind of weird to me.
It was the
I mean,
it was the
like,
early one. His hair gets shorter
yeah.
like in the what like fourth or fifth episode.
Well, it's not his hair, it's the shape of his face is kind of funky.
Yeah, that's true. And they still have the old Mogorg head.
Yeah, that too. And I couldn't remember like what made her kind of odd, but it was like, just her early self.
Yeah. And did they update her for the second season, or was it earlier in the first season?
I don't remember. I want to say it was earlier than, well, I don't know. I
Okay.
could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, he and Mogorg were the only ones I really saw the difference, like, from such an early episode to, like, the later episodes.
Yeah.
I wrote, wish there was more Uncle Traveling Matt on the show.
Yeah.
Because I always really like Uncle Traveling Matt. I like the episodes where he comes back and there's a bit more of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I liked so like Hip Hip Hooray, the song happens. So many
Hmm.
naked monochrome Fraggles. Like none of them have clothes except for like two of them. And one of them is wearing like a red uh turtleneck. I don't know why, like when I was a kid, I remember being really fascinated with those monochrome. If they were like all the same color, then that's what monochrome means, boys and girls. So if they were like all the same color, like there was like a purple one that was in like the intro, I think, or like a
Yeah.
pinkish one. And I'm like, what are they about? Because like they're the only like why do they look like
Why do they look the way that
that?
they do?
Like that's terrible, but like yeah, okay. But I don't know. I just and then, the ones that like I always want to know how the ones that there's like four of them together and they're all like pastel colors, but there's four of them together and they all move in the same way. And their lip syncs is exactly the same.
Oh, I remember those ones, yeah.
And they're always at like the top of things. They're like the very top of the screen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do those work? Is there like just like one, like you get like the little Waldo thing at the bottom and you just do it? Or is it like, are they on like a piece of board or something? Nailed to a piece of, like not nailed, but they're like on one kind of rod or something so you can just move it back and forth and do the lip sync
Yeah.
stuff. Because like their arms don't move or anything. So it's kind of a little bit freaky.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I do like all the monochrome
Yeah.
Fraggles.
It's a cool
That
look.
yeah,
I
they
think
probably needed to just like make a ton for that opening sequence
Oh
and
yeah,
just
didn't like bother to mix and match, um, because that would look even weirder probably. So
eh,
I think Lou is monochromy ish,
yeah.
a little bit. I like her. I like her because her
Yeah.
name is Lou.
Lou.
And she's a girl, and that's typically a boy's name.
That's true.
Well, yeah, it is. I said
Um,
typically.
I
Ah,
wrote down my three favorite Boober lines from these two episodes.
yeah.
They were, "Don't do that, you'll bring death and pestilence."
Death and
I will
pestilence.
I will personally erect a memorial stone, and "Let me out, I'm claustrophobic." Like those are three things he said in those two episodes, and I feel like that just sums up his entire character.
Exactly. I was gonna say death and pestilence. That is the best intro to that character you can do. Because
Yeah,
that's like literally, like that's his like third line or something.
that's his first. I think
That's his
that's his
first
first
line.
one because I
Or,
wrote next to it "Great Boober Entrance."
yeah. Well, like he says something like, "Oh, I just learned that it's bad luck to tug your tail," and one was like, "Tug
Oh,
your
that's
tail like
right.
this." Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but it's just all together like
Yeah. Like,
it's
and then
great.
like, okay, well, we know who that character is.
Yeah,
And like Gobo, we're still kind of trying to figure out like, okay, it's obvious he's going to be like the main character or something. He's the one that
yeah.
we're going to relate to. I think it's interesting that how, especially that he's, well, I got to go out there kind of thing, you know,
Mhm.
ghost. That kind of he's like very scared to go out into outer space, and then he's the one that's like, this way to being an explorer kind of thing.
Yeah,
So that's nice. Character development.
that's good. And we got like a very clear sense of Wimbley in the second episode because it was all
Oh
based
yeah.
around him and his
Yeah.
Wimblin. I love his song "Here to There" that he sings at the start of the
I love that.
episode.
So I think I do a fair Wembley impression, and if I like feel like I've lost it, like for some reason like Paul Simon songs are really good to do with Wembley and like stuff that seems kind of like really inappropriate, like Cecilia is great for Wembley, but it's wildly inappropriate like in the middle verse or something.
Yeah,
so,
not
so
Fraggle Rock appropriate.
yeah, I was gonna do it, but I'm laughing too hard. Um, Oh, okay. Now I'm all stage shy. I won't do it. But here to there is like the one. If I think I'm losing it, then I can jump into that one real quick because it's pretty easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I think about saying the line that I want to say that's wildly inappropriate, I just start laughing too hard and I can't do it. Or if I know if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna sound awful. So.
You can do it at the end of the episode. Who's your favorite Fraggle out of the five?
Wembley.
Okay, we're the
Yeah,
same. I
we're the
realized like
same.
Wimbley's my favorite, but I think Boober has the best lines. But
Yeah.
Wimbley is like my favorite as a full-fledged character.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yep. He sure is. There's a lot of throwing Fraggles, which I like. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially when Wembley was, you know, tumbling over everybody and kept just like tripping over people.
Do you mean in
When,
the first episode?
yeah, in the first episode.
When Red Lake flies into the room and then
Yeah.
like tumbles over her, then
So yeah, she
at the
flies in the room. So like, she's on the vine, and then just like somebody just like throws a puppet across the
pretty
set,
much
and then she, hits Wembley and or whatever, and then they're
he
stumbling.
falls.
Hey, have you seen Red? And falls on her.
Yeah,
So he doesn't. But I like that he doesn't just trip. So he falls, and then a Wembley puppet is lightly tossed. So you see
yeah.
him like tumble over into the room,
I want
like
that
up the
job on a
stairs.
like
I know.
Muppet Fraggle set, like Fraggle
It's
Tosser.
like, yeah, really. That's a special credit, Fraggle Tosser. That sounds like a very like strange some so I don't know why, but it's like a Scottish sports term. It's
Yeah,
like that's some kind of very strange Scottish sport is
I
Fraggle
can see
Tosser.
it. Fraggle Tosser.
We're crazy. Oh, the chime that happens when Matt says "travel and Matt," and then the chime goes and they all look
Oh,
at it. I love that gag so much. And
I
there's
like that
always
gag.
and especially like when it's in anything when something happens, somebody says something happens, and then they're like, "What just happened? Why did that happen?"
Yeah,
I love that gag.
that's a good gag. Music.
Good music all around.
I'm always
Everything
just
was pretty
like
good.
genuinely impressed that they wrote like 2 to 3 songs for every episode.
I know, and I have like 5 CDs that I've like with the help of other people have
Yeah.
compiled. And it's pretty crazy, and how
I just
they're so
It just
good.
seems like an amazing feat to me.
I wrote one for Wembley. Wembley and his musical doozer construction. Just some cute music. That's it. Just show off some doozers.
Yep.
It's such a nice little song.
Mhm.
Bing, 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 ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, they're also all just like good songs.
And like they're
Which,
catchy, and they're really, some of them are really pretty. Super
yeah.
pretty. But they're all like just so good. It's ridiculous.
I mean, my favorite Fraggle songs in the first episode, I
Yep.
love Follow Me.
Yep. And I'm like, man, I should have learned to play my ukulele by now. I want to
That's,
learn that
yeah,
song on there.
that's the song I want to learn whenever I one day learn to play my guitar. Someday.
That you have. That would
Yes.
probably be easier to play on guitar, but
It would
um,
help if I knew how to play my guitar.
yeah, that's true.
So we'll
You
see.
should probably do that first, and then try to figure it out. That would make things way easier.
Yeah, just a little.
There's a Boober line that you didn't mention that I liked. We should crawl into the covers and moan and whimper, or
Yep,
crawl
that's a
under the
good one.
covers. I'm like, me every day, Boober. Me every day. And I like how uh they all have, well, at least Matt, I guess, has a very healthy understanding of the postal system to get his postcards to that addressed.
Yeah,
He knows
I was
exactly how to address it and everything,
so
but they don't know what a ball is.
I totally forgot how the postcards get to the Fraggles. I forgot that he like legit mails them.
Yeah.
And like I mean, Matt does not understand like anything going on in the world around
He
him.
thought a fire hydrant was a person, but he knows how to get a stamp.
And
Some
write a proper address.
Right. So like he remembered to get the address before he left the house. So, he probably didn't know how to do all that stuff. So he probably, saw like, oh, that's mail, because they can read. I assume we've seen postcards. It's English. So, he saw like, postal office or mail office or whatever, mailbox.
Yeah.
So he goes into the postal office. Some little old lady, probably bad vision, just thinks he's a very small man and, helps him out with this. He's very strange, so she's gonna she's gonna explain it to him really slow.
Yeah.
She might even give him a stamp for free, just because he doesn't get it and he has no money.
I was gonna say, he sends more postcards in the future. Where does he get these stamps?
I
Where
don't
does he
know.
acquire money? These are the
Maybe
questions.
maybe he like trades found goods for stamps. Or like, say, he finds like a very weird shell or something and he sells it to somebody. So then he has like $1 or whatever, and that's enough to buy you a couple stamps. Especially in 1983, you probably get like, I don't know, 6 stamps for $1, as
That's
opposed to now,
true.
however much
Maybe
stamps were back then. I don't know. I wasn't born. So
yeah, me neither. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
just have a hard time like believing that like Matt like took the time to like write down the
See,
address.
and you know what's fun is that me and you can talk about this crap and we know, but like if we were watching the episode with somebody and somebody would be like, but how can he get stamps? But how does a bear know how to drive a Studebaker? And we're like, shut up, it's just a show. That's what we would
Oh
say.
yeah. Like if someone tried to call BS, I'd be like, "Quiet you.
Yeah,
You know nothing."
but we're doing a bit, so it's different. Um,
Yeah.
so I
I
was
mean,
just thinking about that. I was like, that's what
I'm
my
sure that
boyfriend would do.
I'm sure that the clear answer would be that like the creators of Fraggle Rock were like, kids aren't gonna think about how Matt is mailing these
Yeah,
postcards.
that's not going to keep them up at night.
Unlike Julia and Laura.
Really, these are the things that we need the scholars to answer. No,
Right?
but that would be
Or
neat to like, we have like a very serious thing. That would be like the drama. That would be Matt's like death of a salesman.
oh my
Is
god.
is his struggle to mail this one postcard to his nephew.
He mails a postcard like every episode.
Yeah, of course he
That's
does.
a lot of they add up.
Because he definitely
That's
doesn't travel all the way back to, wherever they're at. Do they ever mention that? Like where Doc's little cabin is?
No, they don't. His little workshop.
Yeah. And
Um,
you know what's weird, okay? Because we know he doesn't actually live there. I don't think.
I thought the workshop was like, was it not in like not his backyard?
Well,
Where?
like his garage or something.
I thought that it was like, I got the impression it was like his garage or something,
Yeah.
because the way that he talked about it, it sounded like he had had that workshop for a while. He had just not cleaned it up until then.
Oh. Hmm.
So I had assumed it was like a garage
What?
or
See, now what I thought
in his
was that he
backyard.
like had recently acquired it
Oh,
for some
maybe.
reason. I don't know. Anyway, but I was like, so like when I was a kid, I would legit worry. I'm like, is he just like leaving the dog and then like driving back home, and then he comes back in and like that's what to and from the office because it is nighttime in some of those episodes. You know.
I don't know
Oh well.
where Doc lives.
I would think like it's he has his house and then he just walks outside and walks down his yard and there's the workshop, I would think.
That's what I thought.
That's
So
like
that,
and that's what my grandpa had something like that. Like he had a garage, like a very big garage in his backyard, and that was he was a carpenter, so that was his whole carpentry shop, and it was huge. It was like you would be able to fit like two school buses in there. That's how big it was, which he built himself, obviously.
yeah.
And yeah, he had like crazy dangerous carpenter stuff, and me and my brother would play in there every summer.
We
Like literally there was like this weird this big chain on a what are those, there's a track in the ceiling, and we would swing on that and he would let us.
good old fashioned family fun.
Yep. Yep, and we had a basketball hoop on the garage door, and all it was just a bucket nailed onto the garage door.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We had an actual basketball though. It wasn't like, you know, that that-
Yeah.
and so he could lower it for me because I was small.
Aw.
I kind of think about Granddaddy's garage when I think about Fraggle Rock and the and Doc's garage or workshop or whatever.
It makes sense.
Yep. I don't know anything about the first episode.
Um,
Again, I think it was a good episode for everybody, and um
yeah. What was I?
like for Gobo, he's all he's very oh well oh Gobo, what's wrong? Well, I don't want to talk about it. And they're like, okay, we'll leave you alone. And how like Moki's very she's it's a very Moki thing to say. It's a good setup for her character too.
Yeah.
And then he's
I
like, oh, I wish somebody would talk to me after they leave.
yeah. I
And
mean,
then
I wrote in my notes like nice introductory episode, not a
yeah.
ton of the friend group, but good focus on Gobel and Uncle Matt's setup, while giving us a brief glimpse of Doozers, Fraggles, Gorgs, and Doc and Sprocket.
Yeah, you get like everybody, and and then you get like Wembley a lot in the next episode. So I wonder, I don't remember the next two episodes, but I wonder if they were more Boober and Red and Moki friendly, or if they were like kind of settling, like this Boober's the main character for this one, Red is the main character for this one, kind of thing.
Probably.
I
I
don't
mean,
remember.
I remember from watching Fraggle Rock back in the day, that they did do a fairly decent job of splitting up episodes that were like about one Fraggle or like two of them having adventures or fights or
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah,
And then they bring in more characters slowly, like Cotterpin.
yeah. I don't think she came until like
Season two?
much later. Yeah.
She wasn't early on, but she came in eventually
So yeah, that's all I really had
for
for
the first.
for the first episode.
Hang on, I'm looking up the third and fourth episode. The third episode's Let the Water Run, which is a red
That's Red,
episode.
yeah.
And then four is You Can't Do That Without a Hat, which is Boober?
That's Boober, yeah, that's Boober.
Um, yeah, and then the next one is the 30-minute work week, which is a Moki?
I
Wait,
thought it was Wembley.
no, it looks like
Because
it's kind
isn't
of everybody.
I don't know
Oh,
why.
it is a Wembley episode
Okay, I thought so because
because
that's he
it's when
wants.
he joins up with the volunteer fire department. But then Moki's is number 6. Yeah, so basically they do a good job like slowly giving the Fraggles each an episode.
Yeah. And if it was like out of order, as we concurred before,
Yeah,
then it could have been a bit different.
that's true.
Yep. Okay. That's established. Oh man, I was gonna say something now, but I forget what it was. Okay, so the second episode I really like. And that, oh, I got a message.
Nice.
What? Hold on. Breaking news. This doesn't have anything to do with Muppets. Holy crap. Okay, Backstreet Boys or NSYNC are making a zombie western together. What decade is this, says Allison.
They're making a movie together?
A zombie western. I don't know what it is. This is all
Like
the
a movie or
information.
like a
I don't
music
know. This is all the
video?
information I have. Either one I would be good with. This is all the information I have, so if you guys are hearing this, go to your Googles right now and look that up because I don't feel like doing it because I'm looking up something else.
That's insane.
We'll find it later. I'm happy. That's some awesome news.
It's like it's 1997 all over again.
I would
Was
say
it
90.
further back?
Well, no, because like No Strings Attached came out in like 99, I think, or 2000.
I'm just saying, they definitely were around when I was in second grade, because that's all anyone talked about. And I had to pretend to care,
Aw,
because I was too busy secretly listening to show tunes.
aw,
'Cause I was a
aw.
nerd.
Yeah. I
And
was like
playing Pokemon.
I was like exactly the right age when NSYNC and Backstreet Boys came out,
Yeah.
and Britney and all that. Now, it's cool to like it again. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's retro now,
Ugh,
officially.
ugh, don't remind me.
Yeah, I know. I
Just
know.
it just makes me feel old.
Ugh.
So the second episode.
So, second episode. It's a good episode. I love Wembley. This episode
Yeah,
focuses on Wembley.
I like he's so cute in it too. And
He's adorable.
he wrote, I mean, I wrote down, Wembley being agreeable, like how agreeable he is. That's just so, like, little kid or like little brother. To just, it's the little kid that's like maybe 2 or 3 years younger than their friend or their brother, whoever, that they want to be like so bad. So like everything is like, yeah, that's stupid. No, I mean that other yeah, that other thing's stupid. Whatever. They just
Yeah.
have to agree all the time. And this is where we first see Ma and Pa Gorg as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Junior was in the first episode, but we didn't really get.
Yeah, we didn't know what that whole thing was
Yeah, and so we
with the
got a better
Gorgs.
look at the Gorg family. I love Richard's Junior Gorg voice. It's amazing.
You know what worries me? Every time the Junior Gorg like takes a fall or like just throw like every time Rob just throws that whole thing on the ground, it makes
Are you
me
just.
it makes me nervous because there's so much, stuff in the head that like what if, he like landed wrong and then not only are you like breaking something in there but like potentially injuring your face somehow. It makes me nervous even though obviously like that probably didn't happen.
I mean, it probably,
Rob
maybe.
Mills' face is perfectly normal now still, but
Oh
it
yeah,
just makes me
his face
nervous.
is fine. Like, I mean, I'm sure like maybe like once or something he like fell the wrong way and they had to fix up the face. But
Yeah.
he's a
He
professional. He
wasn't
knows
like
how to.
gravely injured. I still get nervous. I'm like, this happened before you were born. He's fine. I don't know. I'm just weird like that.
Yeah.
Um oh, and when Sprocket does the thing where he just like he makes the two weird things and he like strangles himself, but like so that's funny. But then Doc says Mr. Schimmelfinney does not look like that. I'm like, how is I hope that that's not originally what the line was.
Yeah.
Like, that it was something different and then like Jerry Parks was just like he said it just came out wrong, but it was so funny that they like kept it like that or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that they would write something that hilarious, but still that is just so funny. He does not look like that.
Yeah. I didn't really. I don't know. I have, yeah, no idea
What? You
about
don't
that line.
you don't remember that at all? He does
No,
it like 3 times.
no, I remember it, but yeah, I didn't understand the response.
What do you mean?
Like he doesn't. look like that?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, and that's what's
Yeah,
funny.
sorry. I kind of I was listening to you, but I zoned out, and then I tried to jump back into the conversation.
Oh man,
Anyway,
you're great.
I forgot about Chimilfini's cat.
Oh yeah,
I like that bit where he opens the door and the cat comes in and
Fluffinella.
yeah, I forgot that its name is
I
Fluffinella, which is
almost
such a
said
good name.
Tamanella. I'm like, wasn't her name Tamanella? I'm like, no, dummy, you just watched the episode like an hour ago.
Tamanella is another
That's a
Muppet
different
T
Muppet.
character
Yeah, I
from
was gonna say
some
that's a
older
Muppet.
stuff.
And yeah, I got confused at the end because I didn't remember that he had a little band-aid on his nose.
Yeah, me too.
Wembley had some really good lines in here, but I don't know. I really like this episode for Wembley, just because like you get like he wants everybody to be happy. He goes out of his way to be agreeable just because if he thinks that people will be happy with it. But like, and you say like, oh well, that's kind of a pushovery characteristic. That's like can be kind of construed as weak in a
Yeah.
way. But then like and then towards the end when he's when he does the little speech to like, oh, they shouldn't be thumped, they deserve to live, blah blah. He says one thing that like it's so nice. It's like you know that this is genuinely who Wembley is. It's like, and Boomer knows special stuff that means a lot to him. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute to like say that. I don't get your shit, bro, but you know what? If it's important to you, kind of
I
thing.
like that moment a lot where he's like listing
Yeah.
off the good things
He's
and
like,
he's like, and Boover,
yeah,
he's got some good qualities too.
he knows special stuff.
I was
It's
like,
like,
say
what's
that he does
special?
the laundry.
I know,
Talk
that's what
about
I was thinking.
his
That's what I was
laundry
thinking.
skillage.
Because it's been so skillish. It's been so long since I've seen it. That's what I was thinking. Like, oh, he's gonna say like he's good at laundry or cooking or something. But no, it's just like special stuff. That means it means a lot to him. Okay, so this is the heavy crap that I was talking about, right? Everyone says, I guess some slavery feels like freedom. I didn't know what they were doing to me until they tried to do it to you. That is some deep shit.
Yeah, I mean that's earlier we were talking about like sadness in episodes, and I would still
Yeah.
argue there are sadder episodes of Fraggle Rock, but that is a very deep moment of the show, which I think the
Yeah.
show does time and time again.
Which I
So,
think,
yes.
yeah, and I think that could be like really helpful to kids that are being bullied and don't realize it. Because that happened to me as a kid. That I was
Yeah.
hanging out. I okay, probably it's probably why Wembley's my favorite character because I relate to him so much. Was when I was a kid, there was always like these friends. I'm using air quotes that you can't see. That I wanted to get their approval so badly for whatever reason in my head. Um, because they were my friends and they seemed cool and whatever, and I wasn't as cool as them. So wanted their approval so much, but they were either making fun of me to my face or behind my back,
Uh huh.
or just being awful to me, and I just kind of took it,
Yeah.
just kind of like, oh well, that's mean, but what am I gonna do? Right? And I didn't occur to me that that was not cool at all. So, but and if you see if you see that person doing that to somebody else, that's when it kind of you're like, "Oh, that's what they're doing. I need to not let them do Why would I let them do that to that person? I need not to let them do that to me." So, I didn't get out of that until high school, really,
Yeah.
until like freshman year that I could figure that out. Which is sad, but that's not that happens. Um, so yeah, so that's like, that's some deep stuff, man.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a deep moment of the episode,
Mhm.
hands down.
I just thought about that just now.
Do we want to talk about the technology, kind of like we touched on earlier?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
So,
yeah, the
mhm.
technology used in Fraggle Rock is great.
Crazy. It's crazy
It,
good.
I mean, which isn't surprising because Jim always wanted to use like whatever like the best technology of the time was.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the technology used in the Gorg's faces is incredible.
Yeah. And I think that, well, was that the first time they used it? I think it was the first time.
What came first, Fraggle Rock or Labyrinth?
Labyrinth, or well, I think they were around the same time because I distinctly remember Brian Henson wearing a Fraggle Rock shirt on the set of Labyrinth when he's
Okay,
like in the
because
pit, or maybe it was Karen. I don't know. It was one of them. Somebody was wearing a Fraggle Rock shirt.
they definitely use the same technology that they use for Hoggle
Yeah, I just thought
and
of that.
Labyrinth.
I just thought of that. So I think it was around the same time. I can't remember. I keep saying 1983. I could be totally wrong.
Labyrinth came out in 1986,
No, I meant for Fraggle Rock.
and Fraggle Rock started in 1983. So
Okay. I was good. I was right.
okay, so that makes sense because I mean, while the Gorgs' face technology is very impressive, like I think Hoggle's is a bit more intricate and complex, and so that
hmm
makes sense that that would be like kind of a step up after the Gorgs.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, and I mean, and it's very funny because it's like that's the technology that they use for the Gorgs, and then the other like major technological breakthrough type thing was for the Doozers. So you got the very big things and the very tiny things. I don't know
Yeah,
why I like that.
tiny little
Um,
robot puppets,
I know they're so cool.
and they're a little
They
cute
are
and fat.
robots. They're little robots.
They are, and they use green screen as we talked on earlier,
Mhm. Yeah.
which is unfortunately a little obvious, but still cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's funny. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like Gobo's hair, there's like just that purple glow
around
or
his hair. Yeah,
in the opening. And then like when Wembley's I don't know, I can't remember what Wembley was doing where he has that too.
he
Um
has like his
I
hair
thought it
like has
was
like
it
a
green?
green glow when like he's in the not the Doozers, the Gorg scenes in the second episode
Oh,
during certain parts because during those scenes they fluctuate between like the full-sized Fraggle puppets and the tinier ones to go
yeah.
along with the Gorgs. Yeah.
See, and the tiny Fraggle puppets, I mean they worked well for their purpose, but they weren't quite as, you know,
Oh yeah. I mean
yeah.
they're definitely not as animated and you can tell
Right.
that they're not it's not the same as like Jerry or
Yeah.
Dave like fully operating one of the puppets.
It's very different, but but
Yeah.
it's good.
Well, do you have anything else to talk about on Fraggle Rock? I used up pretty much all of my notes and
Not really.
um
Okay, I kind of okay, so well, I do kind of want to read this that I posted this after Jerry Nelson died in
yeah.
2012, which I actually posted that this I posted what I want to read, which is kind of long, but I posted it 3 years ago today, basically, because Jerry Nelson died 3 years ago yesterday. But yesterday
Yesterday's.
being August 23rd. So,
Yeah.
which we didn't want to date things, but sometimes that happens and we're discussing it and it's relevant and hopefully we'll get this out in some manner of time in which it is still kind of relevant, whatever. I want to read this thing because I liked it. So, I just called this Remembering Jerry Nelson. I think it's a little strange that my little cousin River, whom I'm babysitting today, asked completely on his own if we could watch Fraggle Rock. I got him and his older brother Cliff into watching it several months ago, but whenever I expressed interest in watching it when I was over, they would be like, nah, let's watch Avatar, the show, not the movies. River also asked to watch Labyrinth while we were finishing up The Secret of Nim, which Paul Williams wrote the theme for, and Will Wheaton voiced like one of the brothers in. Cliff was at camp, so the house was remarkably calm. River wanted to eat lunch and then go outside for bubbles, and then back inside because of mosquitoes, finish lunch, and finally, oh, Fraggle Rock, please. He's 4, and I can't read, and he can't read. I can read. He can't read just yet, so every episode I clicked on in Netflix menu, he exclaimed, I want that one, that's a good one. Not seeing any of these episodes before. I ignored him and went right for the episode where Moki joins the minstrels. He glanced at the TV while the theme bounced along. He pulled out the Cars Legos, which I would end up building, but he could hand me the pieces I showed him and take credit when everything was finished. Candace's flute began, and River's head whipped around. I didn't say anything, but I felt proud and like I had done something good in the world just by convincing the boys this is a good show. I promise you'll like it. Sometime last year. River finally looked away when the song was over, but the Legos never held his full attention when they were singing Fraggles on the screen. We didn't actually watch any Gobo heavy episodes. The second episode where Marjorie is moved and it changes her, I didn't particularly pay attention to it either, but I don't regret not having done so. I babysit him tomorrow and we'll watch some more Fraggle Rock. I'll find a Gobo-centric good one, or three. River is nearly the same age I was when Jem Henson died. I doubt that Jerry's characters will be on the cover of Time, honestly, but it's a strange feeling to know that River won't know Jerry in the present tense. Maybe he'll latch on to Muppets like me and my brother did, and he'll know the performers by name and be blogging about them in 20 years. Maybe he won't. I sincerely doubt he'll remember when we watched Fraggle Rock in the days surrounding Jerry's death, and that he asked me, and not the other way around, 20 years from now. I don't remember Jem Henson dying. I knew he was gone, I think. I remember watching the Jem Henson Hour and thinking how amazing Jim was, and how friendly and how great getting a hug from him would be, and how awesome that white lion was. Death usually brings awareness and appreciation, either to someone's work or to life in general. A lot of people say that the dead deserve to know while they were still living how much they were loved. We're lucky, us fans, because I'm sure Jerry knew. We don't have to worry about that. I think we'll see a lot of The Count in coming days, and I hope we can appreciate that a lot of people will discover, even if it's only for a 3-minute news blurb, the man we all knew was there the whole time, just below frame. My favorite tiny memory of Jerry is a very personal one. I never got to meet him, but I did direct message him on Twitter when I discovered that he had one. I asked him a question that he answered, and though he didn't know the info I was looking for, I thanked him for it anyway. "You're welcome, Sunshine," he replied. Jerry Nelson called me Sunshine. And no, I will never stop telling people that, not for as long as I live. Jerry was a fantastic and moving performer, a terrific singer, and someone that I will never ever forget. He was the best smoky voiced ex beatnik and the sweetest 6-year-old frog. From the all wise and knowing pile of trash to a Fraggle who thought he was pretty wise and really cunning, and was usually kicked down a peg by the end of the episode. But boy, did he have some groovy hats. But most of all, best of all, Jerry was cooler than you, and that was awesome. I really like that.
That's great.
Nah.
I
So,
think that's probably a good note to end on.
yeah, oh, here it is, here it is. Live journal entry, 2006, Fraggle Rock, Deeper Than You Think. See, that was my title, isn't it? Okay, so this is what I wrote. It's only a paragraph, it's very short. Wembley is enslaved by Gorgs, knocked unconscious by Boober, and for a few minutes has everyone in the Rock head over heels in love with him. Gobo becomes trapped in outer space, knocked unconscious in the Gorg's garden, suffers a mental breakdown reevaluating his position in life, and breaks his leg getting thumped by Junior Gorg. Red has an identity crisis and steals a magic pipe. Boober has a breakdown, yells at everyone, gets trapped in a cave with Red. Moki nearly forces the Doozers to move out, fakes her own death inadvertently, and Red and Gobo mourn her loss. And that's just the first season. And I have another episode to watch. Also, the most hilarious nuances usually come from Dave Goals. I love Dave. That was it. That was
Nice.
all that was.
Good.
But I'm like, holy crap. Because I remember watching it, like I was in the computer room before I had my laptop. And I remember watching it and just like, okay, there's like all the like I've watched every episode in the first season almost, and I think I did it in like 2 days or something. But I'm like, holy crap! Like I don't remember Moki faking her death. I don't remember like all this crazy crap that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
don't
like,
either.
I was like that needs writing down. So I guess that's stuff we will explore in the future.
Yes,
In future
definitely.
times, in future episodes, a future of these episodes, but also other episodes of
Yes.
episodes. You know what I mean.
Yes.
My throat hurts. Tell us what you want us to do next episode,
Woot.
and then we might do it, or maybe we'll have come up with something else, and then we'll take your thoughts into consideration.
We'll
or
see.
whatever. We'll do what we do, you know. What happens, whatever. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm so tired. My eyes hurt. Okay.
Alright. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And that's the secret of frog kissing. And you can do it too if you just listen. Just slow down, turn around, bend down and kiss you a frog. Ribbit, ribbit.